Leah put out a question of sorts, and we got some really freaking interesting responses. We do a lot of social media, and I think this one for me was my favorite read as far as going through the comments. Tell us what we got.
Finish this sentence. I was so drunk once that I... ... And Martinsville Speedway chimed in almost immediately. Briefly changed hot dog suppliers.
That was a good one.
That is funny because they did that, didn't they?
Yeah, they took a lot of heat for that.
That's right.
I was pissed with those China dogs.
Did people freak out?
Yeah, people freaked out. Traditionalists hated that crap. Jesse Jones is the hot dog there.
So what are some of the other more memorable ones?
We had a good one. Somebody submitted this. An employee at Dirty Mo crawled across A1A in Daytona because we couldn't stand. We did obey the law and use the crosswalk, though.
I wonder who that was.
Must have been Leah.
Look at Matthew.
Jason Allison, you know him.
Yeah,
He's the one that I kind of remembered it because we were okay. Mondays. Remember when we had those off Daytona?
Nope.
No. Well, there was a party bus. We ended up on your party bus. And
y'all were on my party bus.
Your party bus. And we ended up at that place where it's $10
How
all
in the
you can
hell
drink.
did I get roped into this?
I don't know, but this is good. Somehow
the night ended with me being so drunk, I poured a drink on my brother's head. We got kicked out of 2 other places. And yeah, we crawled across the street, which I thought I remembered. And then the next night we were hungover at this dinner, finally eating, and Gordon's pit crew came up to us and was like, "Man, y'all were drunk as hell last night." I was like, "Oh, well, you saw us? Where'd you see us?" And he was like, "Crawling across A1A." And I'm like, "Oh, crap. It was real."
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
Dumb.
Not smart.
Dumb.
Another not smart. Dave, my hand fell in the toilet water after I puked and flushed. The cold water felt so good on my hand that I put the other hand in on purpose and passed out that way.
My God.
I'm glad it was the cold flush.
It was, yeah. He at least flushed it.
Have y'all ever heard about, putting a person's hand in a cup of water while they're asleep and they'll pee themselves? Have you ever done that? I've never been able to. I've never done that.
No, we've never done that experiment. But I've heard that works.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
have you ever drawn on somebody when they're drunk?
Oh,
that's fun.
Well, not even when they're drunk. I mean, just whenever they go to sleep. Yeah. Used to happen all the time when we was in soccer.
What else did you have?
Hermit Hill, he got married to his now ex-wife. True story.
Oh, he was drunk?
he got drunk and got married. Wow. Apparently it didn't last. Lisa, she put her iPhone 5 in the microwave. She thought it was a hot dog.
Oh, wow. That's drunk. That's pretty drunk.
That's so good. I wonder what that does. Like, would it
probably blows up?
Did it blow up? I'm kind of curious.
I'm sure
about that.
it's metal. Like I put a Chick-fil-A sandwich with the wrapper in a microwave, and it about destroyed the kitchen. So, I mean, a phone is definitely going to have severe consequences if microwaved.
That's bad.
Yeah. Have y'all never put a metal accidentally?
Foil by accident.
It pops
like
on fire,
blue.
catches on fire. Yeah, it's crazy.
I didn't know that.
No.
Yes.
Try it.
Makes sense.
Don't put no foil, metal, or...
Yeah.
I'm like, I never would have thought about it. It's a wrapper for a sandwich, right? You don't think it's got foil, but on the interior it does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah,
what else?
That's scary.
I want to know this guy.
Yeah, do you have one?
I get to go last.
You got one? Oh, boy.
I get to go last.
You know Leah doesn't have crap.
Mike, do you have one, Mike?
I was drunk the only thing that comes to mind is that I was so drunk once that I really, if I was ever close to a divorce, it was because I got into the moonshine one time after a July 4th party. And something about moonshine with me, like moonshine makes you think you got muscles that you don't have. It makes you say things you don't need to. It makes you see things that you don't see. And next thing you know, you don't remember anything. And that was me. Now, in college, I had a bunch of stories. I don't even think they're that abnormal. I mean, if you haven't woken up naked by a swimming pool that you don't know where it is or how you got there, I mean, what have you done in your life?
That's kind of like David. He wrote in and said he went to a party in Manhattan and woke up in Philadelphia.
That's good.
That's pretty big. That's a different city. That's
not
doing
sure
it.
how you do that, but it sounds interesting.
Leah, have you got any experiences personal?
Dude, no way.
Okay.
I'm a control freak. I cannot let myself
lose control.
Yeah.
Okay. But you've been drunk.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
When's the last time you've been drunk?
Oh, probably like last fall. I don't think I
You don't do anything stupid when you're drinking.
No.
Bull crap.
You know what?
I got to get to the bottom of this.
This is the thing. We should get her drunk.
No, sounds like
sounds HRE kind of.
Yeah.
Sounds a little like a human resource issue that we would have. Right?
We got to go have some grape juice at the Western town someday.
Okay. Well, all right. Maybe we don't go get her drunk. All right.
What do you got, Dale?
I couldn't remember.
That sounds like...
And that's the end of the story.
Yeah. So I asked Amy. I said, man, I'd have to really spend a lot of time on it to remember something. Not that and she said, well, me and her, when we first started dating, we'd been partying with friends for hours. Everybody went home and we weren't tired. And I said, hey, it'd be good is if we, me and her just started dating. I said, have you ever raced? I got these go-karts. And we could go race. I got this little tiny road course track. It's kind of shaped like a kidney, and I was like, it's right next to this creek, and we just finished it probably a couple months ago, and I was like, she's like, yeah, let's go check it out, let's go race, I'll do it. And so we got on these golf carts at 2:00 in the morning, and I mean it's dark. We're racing. There's no lights at this track. It's
on a golf cart, not a
no,
go-kart?
We got on a go-kart.
Oh, okay.
But it's not lit. Like, it's dark. And there was a building on one end of it, so that was the only light that we had was sort of the corner lights off that building shining across it. But I ran into her in this corner, and she didn't lift off the gas. When I hit her, she just mashed the throttle wide open and just held it and almost went into the creek. She got up on top of this. She went over the berm that was sort of the protective berm to keep people from going into the creek, and the back tire got hung up on a root. This tree that was kind of coming out, growing out of the side of the bank of the creek, and she's literally hanging into the creek. And it's like 6 foot down, almost straight down into this creek, man. And it scared the hell out of me. I jumped up. She's laughing. I thought, I've done ruined this relationship right here. She's going to be so mad that she doesn't want to ever see me again.
You were a root away from ruining that relationship,
yeah.
I can promise you.
Yeah, so we had that going on, and then one time I peed in a closet, and that was it. All right, so
wait, hold on. We ain't letting that skirt by, man.
Next segment.
Look at him. He's picking up. He's like, next segment.
We got to talk to our friends of Valvoline.
I got a buddy of mine that peed. His wife woke up and he was peeing in the dresser, and it was going down. It was going down through all the drawers, and his wife got so mad that she smacked him, and he started crying. Was it like that?
Well, I was So I saw a friend of mine do that. We were at a party one time, and we were all everybody was crashing in this one bedroom. Yeah. And so literally, like, people were sleeping everywhere in closets, and the floor was covered, the bed was covered, and all of us kind of woke up to this puddles, dripping water pouring into a puddle sound. It's just water, like we sprung a leak. Like we sprung a leak in the ceiling. And it was a friend of mine peeing. He basically stood up, and he wasn't even in the corner. He just stood up right where he was and started peeing into the floor around everyone. And
did that friend just leave the studio?
No,
because he has his own urination story, doesn't he?
Yes.
Truex?
Yeah, the parking garage
he peed
at
in
Daytona.
the parking garage and got almost arrested.
Yes. Okay. So
after that happened, me and my buddies, we used to do that anytime we'd pee publicly. We'd hold up a number one finger and say we're taking a Truex.
Yep.
So all right. So the buddy peed.
That made. I'm like, I've heard of that. I've heard of people peeing in corners and stuff, but I've never witnessed it. And that's drunk. That's really, really drunk. Well, one night I was hanging out with some friends, and we stayed up real late, and I was basically at a friend's house, and we were in this two-story garage, and me, a guy, and his girlfriend were staying up there, and they just were like, hey, and I woke up. And I had walked over to the closet. It was just a thin, shallow closet, opened the door, and was standing in the doorway peeing into the closet. And my buddy woke me up out of my sleep while I was standing there doing that.
That's so funny. That's like that scene in Hangover 2 where Zach Galifianakis is peeing, and you could tell he's asleep, and the tiger is sitting next to him.
I'm standing there thinking, I've done it. I didn't think this was possible, right? I've heard about people doing this, and now this is officially the low point.
So you realize did you realize when he was waking you up what you were doing?
Yes.
Oh, man.
And so I'm thinking, oh my God, that's really easier than I thought. It's easier to do than I thought. And ever since then, every time I go on a guy's trip, it's not often that I do that, but when I go on a guy's trip, it's like, all right, guys, there's a couple rules. Here they are, and one of them is like, don't pee in the corner. Like, really, like, start when you get to this house or get to this place. Like, think about where the bathrooms are, learn where they are. So when
muscle memory,
yeah,
so funny.
Yeah, so if you get so drunk in the middle of the night, I don't have you peeing in the corner of the bedroom.
We had somebody on Twitter write in, Trevor Williams. He peed into a fan blowing back at him.
Oh my gosh, unreal.
Ooh,
that's bad.
That's good stuff.
So that's pretty drunk. Peeing into a fan.
And closets.
Yeah.
And closets, yeah. Hey, man, I was in an unfamiliar place. That's how that happens, you know. Nobody does this in their own room, in their own house.
That's why you got to leave the bathroom light on.
That's why you need to know where the bathroom is.
Yeah.
So when you wake up or when you sleepwalk into, you know where you're going. You don't go to a closet.
Or a dresser drawer,
Yeah.
yeah.
My goodness.
Y'all crazy.
Yeah.
In a different frame of mind,